Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Hammer. Today is Tuesday, July 1st, 2025. I, of course, am here with your mortgage rate update, the only place on the web where we get together and talk every day, each weekday morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, about what's going on with rates and pricing. If you're here this morning, say good morning. If you're watching on the replay, don't forget, give me a hashtag replay in the comments. Let me know that you were here. Don't forget, if you're on Facebook, smash that like button, maybe tag an LO friend. If you are on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe, click that thumbs up, leave a comment or two. Remember, your comments help with the algorithms and engagement and growing the show. So appreciate you doing that for me. Coming to you from the lovely Spring Hill Suites Inn here in Hagerstown, Maryland, on the way to Jersey, which we'll finish that ride this morning. So welcome. We stuck around a little bit longer so I could go ahead and do this with y'all. So let's go ahead and get started. Good morning, Sean. Yeah, no, I'm not wearing the hat today. It's in the car. Good morning, Faye, Glenn, Mallory, Megan, Amy, Kyle. Great to see all of you here. So, all right, let's go ahead and take a look at what we got going on this morning. I'm going to go ahead and flip on the screen, show you what we've got here. So, quick recap what happened yesterday. Mortgage-backed securities. Nope, don't want to do that one. I'll move. There it is. Mortgage-backed securities improved on the day. You can see that right here. Do I have Percentify on this computer? No, I have to. All right, I'll have it for tomorrow. Anyway, okay, let's get rid of. There we go. So you can see here, pricing came out around 10 a.m. We were on 99.90. Went all the way up, broke 100 for the 5.5 coupon. We were up to about 100.10 to close the day. 100.5, 100.10. This morning, 99.5. Again, that is still it's 99.95. It's still about 10 basis points higher than when pricing came out yesterday. So you'll see rate sheets that are a little bit better, but it might not be a huge difference yet. Really may not see that. So anyway, what we do got going on this morning, bonds did improve yesterday. Rate sheets today will be better despite a week open. They're down about 10 basis points at the moment, which is really not that big of a deal. Although they are down now, we may see them rebound a little bit when the JOLTS data, the job opening labor turnover survey report comes out, as well as ISM manufacturing data is coming out this morning. So two pretty strong reports. The first one is the labor market report. Job openings. If there's less openings, it means that the labor market is weakening, and that is what is going to signal that to markets that the Fed is going to have to go ahead and take moves and maybe cut rates, possibly even in July. So if we see a weak JOLTS data, less job openings, that's going to be good for rate sheets this morning. ISM manufacturing, you're looking for, I think it's manufacturing. There's both manufacturing and non-manufacturing this week. One's on Thursday, though. But we're looking for basically reports that shows any kind of economic slowdown, any kind of economic weakness. There's a lot of cracks in the foundation everyone's looking for. Of course, headlines, though, the big headlines are on the big bloated bill. We'll talk about that in a minute. But reprice risk on the day is low. There's really not much to worry about. Once that initial data hits, I don't think we have too much to worry about. Let me share the screen again. We're going to go over a couple of things real quick, and I'm going to wrap it up early today. So taking a look here, everything you see on the headlines going to be all about the big bloated bill. Senate pulling an all-nighter on Trump tax bill with the GOP divided. Interesting articles, all around this. Of course, Musk really against this, and the guy's like a dog with a bone, just doesn't know for his own good. He just isn't letting it go. He's still arguing about it. So of course, Trump getting on True Social and talking about how he may have to see about pulling the subsidies to all of his companies. This is actually a big deal. It doesn't affect mortgage rates. We're not going to talk about it much. This isn't just some rich guy arguing with another rich guy. Musk's programs are really, he is the U.S. space program more so than NASA. He is the new NASA. It's privately held, and there's a lot going on here. So many things, but as far as what's affecting mortgage rates, and we'll stay on task here. This is not a big deal. There's not going to be enough changes to this bill that it's going to either improve rates or hurt rates. Markets have already priced in the idea that we're going to see a large amount of debt to fund this, whether we argue that debt is going to be there or not. Kind of funny, the Wall Street Journal, it showed an article on, this whole thing. Let's see, there's so many articles, but there was one here, and it talks about how They say that it's going to save. This isn't the one I wanted. They say one where it says it's going to save rich people, $6,000 a year in taxes, and it's going to cost poor people $600 a year in taxes. Just funny to see all this crap out here and kind of what they come up with this stuff. Here it is. It was a Bloomberg article, and this is according to a quote unquote nonpartisan budget lab at Yale University. This is all crap. These reports and these surveys, they're such garbage. This talks about how Medicaid and SNAP is going to affect people, and people that are poor don't pay taxes. Anyone that's ever been broke has seen that, on your tax returns. I do taxes for my kids. I know when they weren't making money, you don't pay taxes if you don't make money. So this is just more propaganda and garbage and stuff, but none of this is going to affect mortgage rates. It's the bottom line is where we're at. So all right, my friends. Well, let me see. Is there anything else really to talk about as far as today goes? Again, we're going to get that JOLTS data in about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. We're going to get the ISM manufacturing data. I am looking for mortgage-backed securities here to kind of get a rebound from a little bit of a lull this morning and bounce back up. I think we're going to continue higher. We have not seen this 10-year Treasury yield. It hit 4.21. We haven't seen it down this low since back in May 1st. So it's been a couple of months, and all depending on how this week goes, it's going to see things continue to improve. So my advice is very much the way that it has been. I would be floating. I just don't see a lot of reason to have to log right now. Even loans closing short term, there's definitely risk floating into Thursday's BLS jobs report, but there's also the potential to see reward. And we could see rates, they're not going to go down to September's lows, but they could go down to the lows we've seen this year. So rates are definitely in a good spot. Even if we don't get the data that we want to see, markets will bounce back. And then the next thing we'll be looking at is July 15th and the CPI inflation data. So Randy said I sound better. Thank you, sir. Yep, you know how those man colds go. I'll get better eventually. Ron said, how could anyone say nonpartisan when it comes to an Ivy League school? Exactly. So all this stuff has an agenda. So give me a break. All right, my friends. Well, we're going to hit the road. So thank you for joining me. We'll see how that data comes out this morning. I'll talk to you about it more tomorrow, and have a great day.